EA Games.
Challenge everything.
Before we begin, let's watch this fabulous intro, shall we?
If Harry Potter goes back to Hogwarts, he will be in mortal danger.
Ron, look. Wait for me! Come on, Ron. Harry! Ron!
Hello everybody, this is 53 Plays here, and welcome to my next walkthrough. This is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets on the Nintendo GameCube. I've had this game for a very long time, and it's one of my favorites actually. And the last time I played this game was exactly 6 years ago. I attempted to do a walkthrough of this game on a VHS tape, but that did not work out well. So, without further ado, let's look at some options right here. And let's start a new game. Okay, we have slot A, which already has a game on it. So let's go with slot B, and let's start out this game. We start out here in the Burrow, and this game doesn't exactly follow quite like the story does. It doesn't feature all the characters, it doesn't have Dobby, it doesn't have Platform 9 3/4, but nonetheless, we begin our adventure in the Burrow, and there is Hedwig. And there's the flying car. Crash.
Welcome to the Burrow, Harry.
I'm also not going to do a lot of voice acting in this game because all the dialogue is already spoken by characters. So, let's go on with our next cutscene.
Did any of you ever give a thought of how worried I'd be?
But-
Bed's empty, no note, car gone. Could have crashed.
Mum,
Out of my mind with worry. Did you care? Never. As long as I've lived.
Mum.
Now get outside and start de-gnoming. I've had it up to here with all of you. Except you, of course, Harry. I'm not cross with you.
That's a very interesting looking house, by the way.
You ready to do a bit of de-gnoming then, Harry? Well, I'm not sure, Ron. I've been with the Dursleys so much this summer, I'm a little rusty.
Okay, so now we have control of Harry. If you use the C stick, you can rotate your camera. I have it set to reverse, so if you tilt to the right, the camera pans to the left. If you tilt to the left, it pans to the right. And so, yeah, basically control stick lets you move Harry around. You can see in the upper right we have B, Y, and X, and we have a little teal hand next to our X button. That is our first spell, Flipendo. We can use it on this little target over here.
Dad got the machine from Gamble and Japes, so we could test the power of our spells.
Don't worry about getting the shield to the top, Potter.
Once you learn some second-year magic, you'll be able to ring the bell.
So yeah, Flipendo, right now, it does, it's very
the
weak.
glass jar, Harry.
And one of these guys is telling us to hit this glass jar over here. But before we do that, let's go ahead and go over this trash can. We can hit Flipendo, we can use Flipendo on this trash can right here, and we can get these beans. These are Birdie Bot's every flavor beans, and they're found in all kinds of places. They can be used to trade with Fred and George when you reach Hogwarts. These are a very valuable thing in this game. You can use them to exchange for
Come on,
different
Harry.
items
Hit
and
the glass jar
different
with Flipendo.
different useful things. And these guys are bugging me, so I'm going to stop for a second. We can also use Flipendo to hit people, such as Ron.
Ow! Ow!
Take that, Ron.
Stop it, Harry.
take that, George.
Glass jar, Harry.
So yeah, basically, we don't get a lot of moves here in the very beginning, and we get kind of like a little training section in the game. So first off, what we have to do is hit this glass jar right here, and if you press the L button, it creates a little,
Come on, Harry. Hit the glass jar with Flipendo.
Okay, enough of that. Let me talk. It creates a little circle right here with a floating thing. That's like your dodge thing, like when you're dueling or something. So it makes you able to hit a target with your spell. So if we press X, we hit the glass jar.
That was truly smashing, Harry.
That was
When
a
you're ready,
lame
we'll
Ron.
meet you in the barn.
That was a lame joke, Ron. Get a hold of yourself. Okay, we get this message. The icon in the corner of the screen is your Remember All. You can access this at any time by pressing the Z button. When it appears, it means you have a new task. You can check it now. So yeah, the Z button, if you press that on the GameCube controller, you get this Remember All right here. There are 4 screens in this Remember All. First is your inventory. This is your list of spells at the top. We only have Flipendo right now. Down here is your inventory. We have the beans, and we have these sickles, which we won't get until we get to Diagon Alley. And we go to the right with R, we get our map, right now in the Burrow, and that's where we are right now. If we go to the right, we have our third screen, which is quests, and this is where we get like a whole bunch of books and stuff. Right now we only have the Folio Magi, which has our famous witches and wizards cards. We'll be trying to collect. I'm going to try to collect all 100 of those in this game. And if at any time you see me skip a card, or if I miss one, please let me know if I miss one, because I'm going to try to get all 100 of these cards in this game. All 101, I should say. And then our to-do list is our 4th screen, which we have smash some objects and meet Ron, Fred, and George in the barn. So whenever we get these new tasks in this the current chapter, or a different time of day, they're gonna appear on this list right here. So those are our 4 screens for the Remember All. So what we need to do now is go inside the barn here.
There are gnomes everywhere. Ugh.
Look, they're up in the rafters.
Okay, Harry. Target the little pests and Flipendo them off the rafter.
So as you just saw, we have to press L to get our target up, and like that. And it's going to create a little circle around the gnomes, which we need to hit. We can also hit the bags to get some beans. And of course it comes in green flavor, which is the more disgusting kind.
Up the rafter, Harry.
So let's hit that.
Nice
Alright, we got that one. Oh, we
That
got
was
both of
pretty
them.
good, Harry. You've got the little pests on the run.
They're heading for the garden.
We'll meet you out in the barnyard.
Alright, so we got both the gnomes there. Actually, I thought I hit one of them, and there were 2 up there. So now we need to go to the barnyard, but first, do not go out there. We're going to go ahead and look at these 2 treasure chests right here. There's one on this side, one on the other side. These will both have
Come on.
1, 2,
Come
actually,
out here.
of the witches and wizards cards. See, there's one right there.
Number 3, Elfrida Cloud.
And so this is our very first card we've collected in the game, number 3, Elfrida Clog. It says right here, there are 101 Wizards cards to be collected and traded. Increase your stamina bar with every 10 you collect. So every 10 Witches and Wizards cards we collect, it will refill our stamina. Let's go ahead and get this second one right here. This should be number 1, if I recall correctly.
Number 1,
Yes.
Merlin.
Number 1 is Merlin. We can go to our Remember All and look at them right there. The most famous wizard of all time, sometimes known as the Prince of Enchanters, part of the Court of King Arthur. And then Elfrida Clag is the Chieftainess of Warlock's Council. So that pretty much does it for the Remember All. We can go ahead and hit these objects right there with our Flipendo, including the rubber duck there. So now we need to go out to the barnyard here, and this is where we're going to get our first, challenge, main
Harry,
challenge.
We'd like you to meet our washing machine.
Huh?
Dad tried charming it.
Now it's anything but charming.
This is a good opportunity to practice some dueling.
Dueling?
And watch out when the washing machine opens its door.
And keep moving around it and cast for Pendo when the door is open.
So now this is our first major duel in the game. We have to fight the broken washing machine. Use L to create the circle around the target, and then when it opens its door, cast Flipendo.
Nice
You can
shot.
only damage it when the door's open.
Okay, so we have to hit him 3 times, and he'll sometimes charge up to you and try to hit you. So just wait for it to open its door, and then you can flipendo it. Wait for it. Hit!
Cast Flipendo when its
Got it
door's
beaten,
open.
Harry.
Okay. I'm trying to explain here. Can you shut up? Alright, last one. Also, avoid the things that it spurts out, like the little weapons it spurts out. And it's defeated.
That sorted it, Harry. I'd love to see that in Aunt Petunia's kitchen.
You look like you need a chocolate frog. Here you go.
You'd have to knock the frog out before you can catch it.
Right, let's go throw some gnomes.
We'll meet you in the garden when you're ready, Harry.
Okay, so they left us a chocolate frog. These basically will restore your stamina all the way to the max. And they're found in different places all around the worlds we go to. They're found everywhere in Hogwarts. They're found in Diagon Alley, which we'll get to probably in the next part. So let's go out to the garden right now. Actually, make sure. Okay, I'm good. So let's go out to the garden right now. And the door is shut behind us, so we can't go back. And this is where we're going to throw our gnomes.
We need to get a move on with the de-gnoming. Mum will go mad if she finds any gnomes left in the garden.
Look, there's one over there.
What you have to do is flipendo them until they're dazed and confused, then you grab hold of them and spin them round. And chuck them out of the garden.
Wow, I've got to try this.
Be my guest.
And remember, flipendo the gnome, pick it up, spin it round and chuck it over the low wall.
I bet you can't throw a gnome as far as Fred did.
We'll see about
Or
that,
hit
Ron.
any of the targets in the fields over there.
Alright, so this is our last activity of this area. We have to de-gnome the garden right now. So basically, they just gave you the directions right then. We have to knock it unconscious with flipendo, then pick it up with A, then spin it by holding down A, and then releasing the A button to chuck it over the wall. So let's go ahead and get the first gnome right there. So pick it up. Don't hold on to it for too long, because then it'll kind of try to get out of your hands. And it's like a maximum of like 5 rotations before it'll yeah.
Number 8, Derwent Shrimp.
Okay, so we get a card for beating that record. So yeah, anyways, when you toss the gnome, I think it has a maximum of like 5 rotations before it'll like let go of your hands, and then Ron will say something like, "That was rubbish," something like that. So let's go ahead and get this one, and then let's see if I can hit the targets. There we go.
Right on target.
Okay, so there's the haystack target. Let's go ahead and get this gnome over here. Also, if you get too close to it, it might charge toward you. Hang on. Yeah, just like that. Sometimes it'll charge to you if you get too close to it. So make sure you knock it out with flipendo. Let's throw this sucker over the wall. Okay, there's the scarecrow.
Right on target.
Alright. So there's a total of 5 gnomes, and you can see in the lower right that there's like the health bar of the gnomes.
Yes!
Okay, so let's get this one. Okay, how far is that?
That was a wicked throw.
363, just 10 points shy of my record. Okay. And this should be the last gnome.
Excellent.
Alright, and we are done with this activity.
It's late, boys. Time for bed. Big day tomorrow. Diagon Alley, then platform 9 3/4. For someone who's never de-gnomed before, you've done an excellent job, Harry. Almost as good as Gilderoy Lockhart himself.
Thanks, Mrs. Weasley.
I think you deserve a chocolate frog.
And then we get this message that says, when you have completed all your tasks for one day, you will be given the option to end the day in your Remember All. At this point, you can continue to explore the world, or you can decide to end the day, and the next day's adventure can then begin. So we could go ahead and do that right now, but first, look at this treasure chest right here. This is kind of easy to forget if you don't explore around the garden. This is our fourth Witches of Wizards card. And this is...
Number 59.
Number
Gregory
59,
the Smarmy.
Gregory the Smarmy. Medieval dates unknown. Alright, so we've gotten our 4 Wizards cards. We can go ahead and do a little bit more practice with these gnomes and try to break our record. I might actually go ahead and try that for a sec. Let me see if I can break my record for a sec. Yeah, see, that was too long. So, you should try to face, when you pick up the gnome, you should try to face more like facing away from the wall first. Then you can get 6 rotations in.
Brilliant throw, Harry.
Alright, I've beaten it, so pretty much accomplished that. Ron, I hate you.
Hey, Harry!
Who is this? George? George? I don't like you. Fred? Are you immune to flipendos?
Harry.
Okay, enough of that. Let's go ahead now and end our day.
Mrs. Weasley woke them all early the following Wednesday. She took a flower pot off the kitchen mantelpiece, and everyone grabbed a handful of flue powder. Harry had never travelled by flue powder before, and when he scattered the powder into the fireplace, he immediately swallowed a lot of hot ash.
Diagon Alley!
It felt as though he was being sucked down a giant plug hole. Harry tried to keep his eyes open, but the whirling made him feel sick. He closed his eyes, wishing it would stop, and then he fell.
And we get our next loading screen, and I actually do admit the loading screens in this game are a little bit annoying because they can take a little bit long at times. But you can see that that's our screen of Diagon Alley, so we're gonna be ending up there in just a little bit. And we end up here in this little strange room. Okay. Now, if we look at our map, we're gonna see that we are inside Morgan and Burke's, and this is the room where we're at right now. You can see actually that there's a little hallway at the bottom, and there's a door that goes outside to the right, and there's our second part of Morgan and Burke's, and there's a little star which denotes our entrance or exit. So we're in Morgan and Burke's. I'm going to go ahead and stop right here for this part 1, and in the next part we're going to go ahead and explore around Morgan and Burke's and try to see if we can get to Diagon Alley. So until part 2, this is 53 Plays saying, I hope you have a great day, and stay tuned for part 2.